dramatic effect. She'd allowing her words to hang in the air like tantalizing bait. Absolutely breathtaking, truly in her beauty and her appreciation for unique talents. Osleys, Jasper and the Lank, motionless. For a long moment, their faces frozen in expression profound forced disinterest, their gazes fixed on the blank TV screen. Also possibly. Their heads began to lift, their eyes, previously blank, now showing a spark of rekindled curiosity, drawn by the irresistible siren call of Corey's casual remark. Their resolve, it seemed, was as fleeting as a spring breeze. When boitally, Corey Jasper mumbled, his voice still heavy with faint apathy, though his gaze had already subtly drifted towards the window, drawn by an unseen magnetic force. Witized. Yeah. Me neither, Corey, Lance echoed, his voice equally devoid of emotion, though his posture had become noticeably less slumped, more attentive, his head now distinctly tilted towards the source of Corey's enticing information. On his threshold. Utterly impervious to new romantic overtures. Olmut Inaby, Fred traumatized. A slow, triumphant smile spreading across her face as she saw the almost imperceptible shift in their postures. The tiny, telltale signs of rekindled interest. The subtle flicker of undeniable masculine desire. Clued. Mott really did. So, Mott met. Not going to mention that she's outside right now, sunbathing in the tiniest little string bikini. Mott, have ever seen. Not a peep from me. My lips are sealed about that truly impressive sight. My discretion is absolute. Only slow silence. Watching them, her smile, widening way. He kept hat every passing second before adding, her voice a low, tantalizing whisper. What could do this all day? Boys. My powers of description are endless. But her bikini, motme uetese, is truly minuscule, quietly captivating, almost non-existent. A mere wisp of fabric against sun-kissed skin, albeit Pokai and Lance. Both to resist the tantalizing image, slowly, almost imperceptibly, swiveled their heads towards the window, their eyes wide, with rekindled, undeniable, predatory interest, quite traumatized. The profound masculine melancholy had, predictably, dissipated faster than morning mist, replaced by an urgent, primal curiosity. Untatend again. Gently, Bain, traumatized the feist, the familiar be, jaunty, Strenak Hoku gently, theme swelled, signaling another glorious comedic surrender to the immutable laws of masculine attraction. Some things, it seemed, never truly changed in Veridia Bay. Unsabing in tour, chase after women. Indecently. De morti, elaborate, and often self-defeating ways to chase after women, driven by an unshakable and frequently misguided sense of optimistic desire. The comedy of errors, it seemed, was destined to continue in perpetuity. Quite even. Culinary calamities and courtroom chaos. Omi stoltized. Tatli, traumatized, tat ferniken. The aroma of Freshlin Professor Pimpernel's downstairs apartment, mingling with the earthy scent of potting soil and a peculiar tang of aged tweed, a fragrant tapestry of erudition and meticulous housekeeping, and quite tently and homages. The professor abode, and homage to eccentricity was impeccably tidy, save for a small, overturned plant pot near the window, with a minor skirmish in his ongoing horticultural battles, its overturned soil, a rare blot on his otherwise pristine landscape. Pimpernel himself, bustling in from his daily constitutional. A brisk walk along the coastal path, adjusted a stray doily on a mahogany side table with a proprietorial air, muttering about the inherent instability of lace and the unpredictable nature of gravity. Situation's aid. Yes, for the Veridia Bay Auto Emporium. He boomed into his antique rotary phone, his voice resonating with an air of theatrical drama. He adjusted his spectacles, which perched precariously on the end of his nose, sliding down with every booming pronouncement. Binby, a breach of promise suit between me and this young lady, you see. An unfortunate misunderstanding of contractual obligations, Horace. What you do, Professor Pimpernel, promised to marry her if she bought a car. Worse, Horace, far worse. Maud promised her, if she bought a car, it would run. A rather significant on my part in hindsight, as it has refused to start since leaving the dealership, despite my countless attempts at persuasive mechanical diagnostics. Wonnen, he sighed, running a hand dried. His thinning wild grey hair, a gesture of profound professional weariness. I appreciate it if you did. Look after my plants this evening, Jasper, my eager young protégé. You know, maybe talk to them a little. Offer them some stimulating discourse. They'd like that. Tell them about your day, your hopes, your romantic conquests, on the figure. Certain plants are rather delicate, you understand, and do not respond well to tales of overt philandering. Ovi Binatize. A picture of casual elegance in a crisp white shirt managed a wry smile, his hands tucked nonchalantly into his pockets. Ombi Gris Timpernel. Your botanical charges shall receive my utmost attention. Mot assure you. Mot Luklum. Just turn on the old thorn charm, usually reserved for the special women in my life. Unisize. Perhaps a sonnet? Or a dramatic monologue about the intricacies of root systems and the profound struggle for photosynthesis. Unerbin jest. Mot said, talk. Jasper, not beg. Beg for their affections, the professor retorted. S. overly confident stance, his eyes narrowing slightly, as if detecting a subtle deviation from botanical orthodoxy. Ututu, Binisli. Dead on, a go getting my prize winning. Petunias, Jasper, and tend to wilt unimpressionable Jasper, false promise and overly dramatic pronouncements. Call I traumatized. I cast. Lance Sterling then swaggered in, adjusting his perpetually perfect silk ascot with a practiced flick of his wrist. He grinned conspiratorially at Jasper, his eyes gleaming with a familiar mischievous glint, clearly having observed Jasper's ongoing, peculiar conversations with the plants. Quamatize. Professor, Jasper wanna go. Begging tonight. Bal. He has got far more pressing engagements, Mott assure you. Of a decidedly human nature. Mott might add. He clapped Jasper on the back with enough force to make him stumble forward slightly. A theatrical wobble. Ophrematize. What are you talking to me about, Land? What fresh deviance are you referring to now? Now, have your mischievous machinations reached a new, unparalleled level? Jasper asked, recovering his balance with a theatrical wobble. Uchai. A knowing, predatory smile that could curdle cream. Unabi, have arranged for you to make dinner for the most beautiful woman you have ever seen. Huh? A true vision of ethereal beauty. A celestial being descended to grace our humble abode. What do you say to that, my friend? A night of culinary delight, dazzling conversation, one wind, and perhaps a touch of unexpected romance. All for your masterful hands to orchestrate, my friend. A symphony of flavors and affections, aromatized. Jasper winced, feeling a familiar knot of anxiety tightening in his stomach. the memory of his multiple disastrous dinner commitments from the previous week.